Hello friends, coming at you live, hungover from my bed because I forgot to film an intro to this video. So this is my 3 looks 1 palette with the Beauty Bay Dark Fantasy, and I do my 3 looks and give my thoughts at the end. Pretty self-explanatory. The intros are never that long anyway, so let's just get into it.
Hello! Welcome to the first look using the Dark Fantasy palette from Beauty Bay. I want to do a more like neutrally look with this because I feel like obviously the basis of this palette is being like super grungy, super dark, you know? But I also think that you can go neutral with it, and I don't know. I always kind of like to try to span like the range of a palette when I do 3 looks 1 palettes, and I know not everyone does the makeup that I do every day because it's kind of a lot. Anyway, so a neutral look it is, and I've primed my eyes using the NARS Smudge Proof eyeshadow base, and I have not set my lids as per the usual. Oh, what's going on here? I think I've set some creases on my eyelid, so that's excellent. Moving along. The first shade I'm going to take is the shade Algorithm. And I'm going to use this as kind of like my transition-y, like initial blending shade. So I'm just going to run this all through my crease. And now I'm going to take the shade Hoax. I'm just going to put this in my outer corner in my crease. And I'm going to take the shade Spaced, which is this deeper green. I really like pairing greens with browns. I always feel like they just play really well together. Anyway, I'm just going to run this through my inner corner and my crease as well. Just use this to deepen it up. And it's not going to show up like super, super green because obviously I'm blending it into like brown. So it's just going to add a little bit more depth and maybe a little bit of intrigue, but nothing too crazy. I feel like adding green into brown is a good way of like incorporating color, making it a little bit more traditionally wearable. So for my lid, I'm going to take these shades Grime, which is this kind of like silvery shade, and Transmission, which is like a gold. So I have the more neutral ones. I'm going to use Grime in the outer part of my eye and Transmission in the front part. But first I'm going to take some NYX Glitter Primer, my brand new tube, and put this on my lid. First taking Grime. And then Transmission. And then while we're here, I'm just gonna blend Grime and Transmission into each other. Just go back and forth between the two. Okay, so now I'm gonna take the shade Hoax, run this over the front part of my crease, and then take this and merge it into the shade Grime. And then I'm gonna take the shade Spaced and intensify this in my outer corner and run it through my crease. And now I'm going to take the shade Algorithm, which was the latest brown, and just run this over the very edge of everything just to help the blend. And then I'm going to take Grime and Transmission on my fingers and intensify these guys on my lid. Okay, so that's where I'm going to pretty much leave it for my lid. Now I'm just going to hop off camera and do my highlight and blush, and I'll be right back. Okie doke. So, I did my blush and highlight. Obviously, if you're curious, I used the Glamlite and Mikayla highlight and the e.l.f. blush in the shade Radiant Peach. Now, I'm going to do my lower lash line as per usual, keeping it pretty same. I'm going to take the shade Hoax, put this under my eyes, and then I'm going to take Spaced, which was the dark green, deepen my lower lash line with this, and then taking the shade Algorithm, the lightest brown, and blending everything out. And then I'm going to take the shade Dark Matter, this matte black, and deepen my outer corners. For my inner corners, I'm going to take the shade Code, spray that so it sticks. And then finally, I'm going to take the shade Atmosphere, this matte white, and put this on my brow bone. Okay, so that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to hop off camera, finish up my face, do my hair, and be back. Okay, and this is the finished look. On my lips, I had the NYX lip liner in Nude Truffle and the Kat Von D KVD Beauty Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Bow and Arrow. I thought I decluttered this because it was expired, but I found it in my drawer. And I feel like it doesn't smell as bad as I remember it smelling. Is it expired? 100%, but sometimes you just want to wear a specific shade. Anyway, but yeah, I really like how this look came out. I feel like it's neutral and like a little bit wearable for this palette, like a little bit muted, but I don't know, still fun. maybe a little bit extra for like a wearable look but I think depending, it's not too bad. I consider this like pretty wearable. So, I mean, that's just me. Anyway, let's just get into the second look. Okay, hello, welcome to the second look using the Beauty Bay Dark Fantasy palette. Don't mind my eyelids, they're a bit stained and dry, so excuse that. But today I've been really into purple and green combo, so I want to do a green crease with this purple shade all over the lid, I believe is my plan. I'm going to start with the shade Plasma, which is this light kind of almost pastel green. And I'm going to run this through my crease. And then I'm going to take Slime and run this through my outer corner and my crease. Okay, and now I'm going to take the shade Spaced, which is this dark green that I used in my first look, and deepen my crease with this. Okay, and so for my lid, I'm going to take the shade Nightmare, which is this dark purple. First, I'm going to take some NYX glitter primer and put this all over my lid. And then I'm going to take Nightmare and put it all over. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of slime and just brush this over the front part of my crease. And then I'm gonna take Spaced and intensify this on my outer corner and run it over my crease again just to keep the depth. And then I'm going to take Plasma once more, the lightest, or the first green at least that I used, and just blend over the very edges. Then I'm going to take Nightmare on my finger and intensify this on my lid. And then I'm going to take Machine, which is this dark green shimmer. I'm just going to pick this up on my finger and tap it between the matte green and the purple shimmer just to help the purple blend into the outer corner a little bit more. Just because obviously purple and green aren't like, well, they're complementary colors, so they're not going to like blend in beautifully together, but a shimmer just will help with that. I'm also going to take the shade Hack, which is this light icy pink, on my finger as well, and just lightly tap this in the center of my lid just to give it a little bit of interest, because this Nightmare shade isn't like that textured or sparkly or anything. Now I'm quickly going to hop off camera and do my blush and highlight, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just did my blush and highlight. If you're curious, I used the pink side of the Scooby-Doo and Glamlite highlighter and the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder blush in the shade She's So LA. I feel like I'm not loving my base, but I think it'll come together when I finish my eyes. So for my lower lash line, I'm going to do Keep It Green. I'm going to first start out with the shade Slime. Put this all under my eyes. Then I'm going to take Spaced, the dark green, deepen my lower lash line. And then I'm taking Plasma and blending it out. Now I'm going to take Virtual, which is this sparkly black, and put this in my outer corners. And then I'm going to take Code, spray that and put that on my inner corners. And then last but not least, I'm going to take the shade Atmosphere, this matte white, and put that on my brow bone. Okay, so I'm going to finish up the rest of my face and show you the finished look. Okay, and this is the finished look, giving very Barbie. No, not Barbie, Barney. I also just put a little bit of that green metallic just in the inner parts of my lower lash line, just because I felt like it. On my lips, I'm wearing the NYX lip liner in Nude Truffle with a little bit of Makeup Forever Endless Cacao, and the ColourPop creme lipstick in the shade Butter. And that is all. Let's get into the third look. Okie dokie, welcome to the third and final look using the Dark Fantasy palette. I'm gonna do more of a graphic eye today. I'm gonna start with the shade Hardcore, this indigo, and I'm gonna do a like kind of graphic wing situation. You know what? Is it even? No. Am I gonna be super bothered about it? Also, no. And then I'm gonna fill in just the very outer wing kind of part with that same Hardcore shade, with apparently the tiniest brush that I could possibly find. Okay, so for my lid, I'm gonna take the shades Source, Machine, and Grime. I've kind of gone back and forth, but I don't want it to go too Christmassy, and I feel like if I use some of the gold, like either Transmission or Encrypted, it's gonna go like too Christmassy kind of, so that's what I'm gonna do. First though, I'm gonna take some NYX Glitter Primer and put this all over the like empty area of my lid. Okay, so starting with Source, which is the blue like indigo shade, I'm gonna put that in the outer third of the empty space. And then taking Machine, which is the green. And then Grime, the kind of gunmetal-y silver. Okay, so I just did my other eye. Now I'm just going to go back and forth between the shades just to blend them together a bit more. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Hardcore, that indigo matte, and just blend it a little bit more into the source shades of this blue. Okay, really nice. And now I'm just going to take each of these shimmers on my finger and just intensify them on my lid. Okay, so now I'm going to do blush and highlight. I'll be back to do my lower lash. Okay, so I just did my blush and highlight. For highlight, I used the shade Precious from the Beauty Bay face palette in Light and the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the shade Mellow Wine, if you're curious. So for my lower lash line, I'm going to take the shade Hardcore just on the very outer edge of my lower lash line and just connect it to the like line from my upper lash line. Okay, and then I'm going to take each of the shimmer shades, give them a little spray so they stick, and then put them all along my lower lash line, like corresponding to where they are on my lid. And then to finish off, I always find that these eye looks go super quickly. I'm going to take the shade Code, right? Yeah, Code, this silver. I think I've used this in my inner corner like every single time. And put that in my inner corner. And I'm also going to take a touch of that on my brow bone because I feel like doing a shimmery brow bone today. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here. Again, pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but really impactful, which is always why I like doing these shapes. And yeah, I'm going to finish up my face to my hair and give you my final thoughts on this palette. Okay, and this is the finished look. I really, really like this. This is one of my favorite, like, of these shapes that I've done, I think, with the color combinations. I'm really into it. I was worried it was going to look a little, like, too Christmassy for some reason, but I think I don't know. I don't think it looks Christmassy to me personally. On my lips, I lined my lips with Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil and Endless Cacao, and I used the Covergirl Melting Pout Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Gray Matter. Pretty sure you can't even get this anymore, and it sucks as a lipstick anyway, but I really, really like the color. So yeah. Anyway, my thoughts generally on this palette. I really, really like this. I mean, formula-wise, it's Beauty Bay. Nothing's really, like, different about it in terms of formula. I think all of the shimmers are really beautiful. The only shimmer that isn't, like, super special is the shade Nightmare. It's kind of just a regular metallic. Even the shade Source has, like, sparkle and, like, a little bit of a duochrome to it. But, again, still with Color Story, my only criticism is having a sequin black and a matte black, but otherwise I really enjoy it. Performance-wise, A++. I think this Color Story is actually something that's a little bit different and reads very, very winter to me. Like, every look that I've done feels like a wintry look, so I feel like definitely appropriate time of year wise. And I mean, I guess aside from my Barney look, but anyway. That is its own theming, and like otherwise my thoughts are that, like, I don't have anything deeper to go on. If you like Beauty Bay's formula and you like the Color Story, I don't really think you can go wrong, and ultimately that's what it comes down to in terms of my thoughts. I really like it. I think that this is a unique color story, especially in my collection, and I'm really, really happy to have it. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it, honestly, and I would love to see you in my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.